Well, the Huskers are indoors here on Tuesday as they continue preparations for Northwestern. Hi, Sean Callahan for HuskerOnline.com. And the plan, I know, is they want to get on this grass practice field, and no matter what tomorrow, they will practice on the grass to get ready for Northwestern. As for on the field, defensive coordinator Eric Schnander addressed a lot of things, including just how far his team has to go to get to the level of a team like Wisconsin and Michigan.
I don't have concerns for our team going forward. I have concerns that we have a long ways to go. Football-wise, we have a long ways to go, strength and conditioning-wise, if we're going to catch up and be able to beat teams like Wisconsin and Michigan. And I'm sure, I haven't seen the film on anybody that we play, looking in the future, but teams like that are going to be physical and run the ball. We've got a long ways to go in all those aspects.
The Huskers did get some good news, though, here on Tuesday, as outside linebacker Tyron Ferguson is back on the field, and he should be able to be ready to go for Saturday.
Yeah, he looks good. Yeah, I think we're going to have him back.
What, just not having him, just the depth and everything, how has that hurt you guys the last few weeks, just not being able to have that extra body on that front seven?
I mean, it always hurt, like during the season, during this time of the season, a lot of players get bruised up, but it's next man in mentality, and, Alex came in and filled in good while he was there.
Well, I think anytime you get more depth, it's going to be good for you. So I think he's going to bring a little bit of consistency for us, a little bit. He's been in the chaos a couple of times, and a lot of times when you have to play some younger guys or guys that haven't had as many game reps, the chaos of a game and the situation of things changing on the fly and get halftime adjustments sometimes takes over a little bit in their mind. And so when you got a guy like him that's able to calm the situation down, it helps everybody out.
This has been an ankle that's kind of slowed him down the last
he tweaked it a couple of weeks ago. He should be fine.
Another injured defender that returned to practice here this week for Nebraska is DeAndre Thomas, who had surgery on his hand, and he's hoping he'll be cleared to play now for Saturday.
I don't know, what's it called? It's just some surgery.
Like a finger or wrist or?
No, it's on my hand, like metacarpal, whatever it's called.
Is this the first day you've been cleared to go then since the surgery?
No, I started Monday. So yesterday.
So you'll be ready to go. You expect to be out there playing Saturday in Northwestern?
Well, that's up to the coaches. I mean, I want to, but it's up to the coaches. So I have to ask them.
As for the mindset going out to Northwestern this week, it's pretty simple.
Keep pushing, Every week we're getting better, offense-wise, defense-wise, and there's no time to look back. We just got to keep going, focus on the positive, fix the negatives, and keep pushing this thing forward.
The mindset is just to get better every single day. That's pretty much it. Go out there, work harder than we did before, and learn from what we learn from our mistakes and just get better.
Come back, go to work, get ready for next week.
One of the big depth chart shakeups we saw this week for Nebraska was at punter. Starter Caleb Lightbourne was benched in favor of walk-on Isaac Armstrong, and that's who the Huskers will go again with this week. And, you would think a guy like Lightbourne would take it pretty hard, but he's actually been a big supporter of Armstrong.
Well, I think anybody that gets sat down at any given point in time is not going to be excited about it, which is good, which I'm fine with. So we were actually just after practice getting some extra work in. And, he's a competitor. He wants to compete. He wants to have every opportunity to go out there and get the job done, and he understands that if he's not getting the job done, that he gets replaced. So I think like anybody that's an athlete in any situation, they want to have more opportunities to do better, and I think he's embraced that.
Sticking on that subject of special teams, it looks like Nebraska will continue to go with Maurice Washington at kick returner.
Well, I think he's pretty explosive. I think it'd be hard to say. It'd be hard to watch the film and say that every time he touches the football, he doesn't look different than some of the other people on the field. And so that it's one of those balancing acts. As his role increases as he matures through his development, and I don't think he's anywhere near his potential yet. But as he's developing throughout the course of the season, I think his role on offense increases and his role on special teams increases. And you have to have it comes back to the balancing act of how much do you give him in what situation. But he's a kid we've tried to put back there a couple of times. And I think things are finally starting to click for him a little bit in the regard of understanding where to be and how to run things. And so some of that just comes with reps and experience, but you could see his role expanding for sure.
And finally, this will be the fourth year in a row the Huskers have played against Northwestern quarterback Clayton Thorson, so they've got a pretty good read on what they're going to see.
Yeah, I played him for a long time, and to see him develop as a quarterback, first my freshman year, redshirt year, and sophomore year, he broke some couple of big runs against us, and now you see him. He's throwing a lot, staying in the pocket more often than not. So. Getting to play him another year is great, so I can't wait to compete against him.
It's just understanding our assignments. That's probably one of the main things, understanding our rush lanes, and then just get after him, being relentless every single play. That's how you get after a quarterback. But knowing our assignments, knowing our rush lanes, that's what killed us before, but it's not going to kill us this game.
Yeah, good player. Right, good player. It's going to put us in some situations where we're going to be really fundamentally sound and know exactly what we're doing at all times, where they'll take advantage of it. So we got to do great things there.
And he's hurt Nebraska over the years with his running too. I don't think people look at him as a runner, but he's had like some 50, 60-yard runs.
Has the ability to pull it and go, right? So we've got to make sure that we're really assignment sound with that. It's not the same situation as when we were playing Wisconsin, where their guy doesn't want to run it, right? And so we've got to have the ability to be sound and gap fit on that thing.
So obviously, they've thrown a bunch of passes here in the last couple of weeks. So, you got to have the mindset. The goal is always you got to stop them on first and second down to get them to third down, so you can then go ahead and rush the quarterback. So, we may have to do that more, on first and second down as well. But we're going to have to be able to put some pressure on them.
In other news from practice here on Tuesday, former NFL and Shattern State running back Danny Woodhead was in just taking in practice. Asked what he was doing, he said just hanging out with the Huskers here in Lincoln. I'm Sean Callahan of HuskerOnline.com.